The setting of today's gospel helps us see the heart of our Lord's teaching. In today's gospel, we encounter our Lord teaching in the Jerusalem temple. I can almost see it now. The disciples and apostles seated in the front row, the pious Jews listening intently beyond that, and then lurking in the shadows are the Pharisees and the temple officials. But why was it that day that everyone was there, gathered to listen to our Lord? And why did the scribes and the apostles and the Pharisees already assume this posture of hostility? I imagine, and I'm pretty sure about this, that it was because the day before, our Lord threw out the money changers from the temple and overturned their tables. I can almost imagine the news headlines that we would have read the next morning. Fearless prophet cleanses God's house. Or from another newspaper, Galilean vandalizes souvenir stores. One event, two different slants. Not much different than from today. But the most important thing, however, is that Christ's example shows us how to be authentic. Authentic in what we do, authentic in what we say, and authentic with whom we associate ourselves. Practice what you preach. Everyone preaches. In fact, St. Francis tells us that we need not even use words to preach our Lord's gospel. At first, practicing what one preaches sounds easy, because if I don't smoke, I can tell other people not to smoke. But it's much deeper than that, brothers and sisters, because we must have compassion. Anyone among us can point out the splinter in a brother's eye, but it takes a real Christian, a compassionate Christian, who has a log in their own eye and is aware of it, deals with it, yet at the same time can be compassionate and help his brothers and sisters. Do you know how when you see a friend that you haven't seen after a long time, your face naturally lights up when you see them walk into the room? You're filled with happiness. The internal joy spills over into an authentic response on the outside. Brothers and sisters, I think the key to this is the key to Christian acting. What we do and what we believe in the heart flows over into authentic actions on the outside. The good we do must flow from our hearts. And it must not flow so that we make ourselves feel better, but it must flow because we love God. Anyone can do actions for any number of reasons, but our Lord tells us the real way to act, and that is with love. I don't think our Lord cleansed the temple to make a name for himself. I think the Lord cleansed the temple because he wanted to show us the true way to the Father. Finally, we must have solidarity. Solidarity with those who are the lowest in society. In Hebrew, they're called the Anoim. In our gospel from St. Matthew calls them the Mikroi. But whatever name they go by, and most of these names aren't pretty, we have to have compassion for the poor. And the poor aren't all poor just in material things. Perhaps the poorest among us are poor in what's truly important, the spiritual things. In a word, brothers and sisters, we must be authentic. We must be authentic in what we say and authentic in what we do. And authentic in the compassion we show to those who are the lowest among us. This is our Lord's example. This is the way for us to get to heaven. And if we do this, my friends, we will, as the prophet Isaiah tells us, enjoy the good things of the earth, which our Father wants to give to us.